Our humble salutations again at the lotus feet of our Lord Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. As always, let us pray that let Swami speak, listen, feel, act through all of us. This session as well as beyond this session, throughout the retreat, throughout our lives. We are going to begin the next session now. That is continuation of our brother Tribhuvan Bhai's talk. And this time, if you have any questions or any comments that you would like to make, you can always write on a piece of paper and hand over to Raj or anybody who is here. Sarah? Can you hear me now? Suddenly, yeah, so we are going to begin the session. Here we can have a few questions and comments. Those are going to be, I'm going to be answered as well. So, Brother Tribhuvan will begin, but any questions that come up in between, you can hand over and he will take them. Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering my most prayerful salutations at the lotus feet of our most beloved Lord. Respected brothers and sisters, we've had a very invigorating session this morning, quite in the charged environment which Swami blessed all of us with, and we'll try to pick up from where we had left this morning. And we pray to Swami to guide us and to motivate us and to imbibe some of the hidden values which Swami has always been propagating in all the anecdotes and all the small instances. As I was going around and meeting everybody here this afternoon, the common factor I found with everyone is that every single person who came and met, they seemed like being driven by Swami. They had so much of love in their eyes for Swami that one could make it out. And probably it's a reciprocal kind of a thing that when you see devotees of such high level, you also feel charged and you'd like to share a few more of the stories, if you can call that, which you were able to witness while you were there in Puttaparthi. So before we begin our second innings here, I would want to put up a question before everybody. How many of us would want to look good and young forever? Wow. That's one. From the ladies' side, do we have some very clear answers? How many of us would want to look good and young for the rest of our lives? So I'll tell you a secret today, which Swami had shared with us. You know, it was the 60th birthday in 1985. Swami had turned 60 years of age. And I remember seeing Swami on the 60th birthday. He looked as young, as beautiful as ever, erect, and running around here and there and visiting people, talking to people, motivating everybody, guiding all the children. So he would do that. So you know, whenever we would have our birthdays, we would take a birthday tray and sit in the front. And Swami would come down and ask you, what is it today? And we'd say, Swami, it's my birthday. So Swami would take a little log or a elaichi or maybe a few sweets and then throw them to the boys. And those who manage to get one, they would feel themselves to be blessed. But then conversely, the lecturers couldn't have gone and go there and sit with the students. So what the lecturers would do, they would sit quietly behind with the rose peeping out of their pocket. And as Swami would finish the darshans, he would first go to the ladies' side, complete the round of the gents' side, and as he would be returning back, taking people for an interview, as Swami would pass by, the people would take out the rose very hesitatingly and look at Swami, and then Swami would ask, yes, what is it today? And then the lecturers would get up softly and say, Swami, it's my birthday, or it's my wedding anniversary, or Swami, I've bought a car with your blessings. You know, there were so many things the lecturers would ask Swami, and Swami would bless them thus. So, one day it so happened, after, I think it was December or January, soon after Swami's birthday, in 1985 or it could be beginning of 86, one of our lecturers, it was his birthday, and he sat with a big rose peeping out of his pocket. And as Swami walked down, he took out that rose and offered to Swami. And Swami said, yes, what is it? So he said, Swami, it's my birthday today. Ah, Chisco. Swami moved a couple of inches behind, picked up his robe and signaled him to come and take Pad Namaskar. As he gratifyingly took Pad Namaskar and looked up at Swami, Swami blessed him twice on his shoulders, and then very lovingly, Swami asked him, how old are you, sir? So imagine, Swami is asking, how old are you, sir? So he looked up at Swami and he said, Swami, I am 50 years old. Swami said, Bah, look at you. You are 50 years old and I am 60 years young. So we all laughed like this. And the reason why Swami told him 50 years old, he had a pot belly, he had total grey hair, and some of them were missing like most of us have that problem. So then he turned around and he asked everybody, why does he look old in 50 years and why is it that Swami looks so young in 60 years? So we all looked at Swami and said, Swami, you are God. Hey, shut up. This has got nothing to do with God. No, Swami would tell. So this has got nothing to do with God. Tell me some more reason. Someone said, Swami, you are divine. Someone said, Swami, we don't know, but you are something. Or whatever our Bada Buddhi, as you would call it, our little knowledge which we had, we would give reason. Swami would say, Neti, not this, not this, not this. And then Swami said, shall I tell you a secret to look young, beautiful, smart, and effulgent as ever like Swami is? Now tell me, when God is asking you this question, who wouldn't want to look like God? I mean, if I tell you, give your left hand and you start looking like Bhagwan, I would gladly do that. It was that question which came. So we said, yes, Swami, definitely we would want to be like you. He said, look at all of you. Some of you are losing hair, some of you have got pot bellies, some others, they have got grey hair totally. Look at me, I am 60 years young. I don't use any blackening agents. He asked one of us who was regularly going upstairs for cleaning up Swami's rooms and all. We all shook our heads, yes, Swami, we know that. We don't use, we are really not marketing for any of these blackening agent companies. So we knew that Swami is really not using any colors. Swami said, I've never been to a dentist. I don't wear specs. I can read your letter like this without specs, and most of us had specs on. And we all shook our heads that, yes, Swami, we have some problem or the other with our physical appearances and our problems, but you go ahead like this. Then Swami asked us a question, how is it that way? So again, we didn't know what to say. So Swami said, I will tell you a secret of how Swami is able to maintain that. And trust me, till the 85th, 86th year when Swami was there in this physical body, he never colored his hair and he had no problems with his eyesight. He could still read the letters clearly without any spectacles. And Swami said, the only reason for my looking young always and feeling young always is Chitta Shuddhi. Purity of thoughts, Swami said. If you inculcate purity in your thoughts, your body will go into a reversal process. It will start looking better, younger. You're probably, of all you know, I have known an organization in India, a few people who had absolutely grey hair and they've been doing yoga and practices and all good practices and they're getting black hair now. It's very surprising. As the age goes by, they're getting black hair. So maybe this has got something to do with Swami said. Swami said purity of thoughts. Those of you who practice purity in your thoughts, I bless you that you will look young, you will look better, and you will not have to go to the doctor as frequently as most of us go. So that is like a big revelation to all of us, but that is also a Guru Mantra which Swami has given, that all of us, we don't need to go for facials and massages very regularly. Probably Swami could set us right if we set our purity of thoughts. Then Swami asked us another question. What happens when you do Namasmarana regularly and Seva regularly? Two questions, Swami said. What do you get when you do Namasmarana regularly and Seva regularly? So we said, Swami, we will reach you. Nothing. So Swami, we will reach God. Swami, we will get Moksha. Swami said, no, you will get none of these things. So we were surprised. He said, Swami, in all your discourses you've been telling that in Kali Yuga, Namasmarana and Seva are the only sadhanas by which you can reach Godhood. So why is Swami refusing now? In public he's saying this, and in private he's saying no. So then Swami said, if you do regular Namasmarana, if you do regular Seva activity, what you will get is Chitta Shuddhi. And when you get this Chitta Shuddhi, you will get closer to God. Because the purity, God is looking at purity. Purity of your heart. You know what happens in the world? The world always judges you by the actions you do. But God always judges you by the intentions you keep. That's the difference between God and the world. Whatever actions you do good actions, people will think you're a very good man, even though you may have some other intention behind it. But God says He doesn't judge you only by your actions, He judges you by your intentions also. So Swami said, when you do Namasmarana and Seva, you will get Chitta Shuddhi. And when you get Chitta Shuddhi, all you have to do is just call upon God, and God will present Himself, and He will be there with you in a second, within a few seconds. So these were, a few very enlightening incidents which Swami would probably tell us while we were there as students with Swami. Swami had a saying once, I was speaking to my brother Sanjay and brother Ravi Shankar on a few stories when we were discussing. We had a lovely satsang yesterday throughout the day and day before also. So a couple of incidents when we related, they said, you must tell this in your talk. So I am going a little off tangent than what we were talking this morning. So Swami had a saying, Swami said, when I am with men, I am a man. When I am with women, I am a woman. When I am with children, I am a child. But when I am alone, I am God. This is what Swami professes. And it is so true. When Swami goes inside a group of menfolk, I think all of us go crazy and we feel Swami is one amongst us. He's like a father, like a brother, he gives you that kind of an affection. And we have a man thing with him. But when similarly, when Swami goes on the women's side, you will see all the women flocking around Swami and they take the liberty of even holding Swami's hand, and Swami would not object. Swami would bless them, because again I said, Swami looks at your intentions with what you do, and Swami would bless them profusely. And if you want to see how it would be, go for a private interview. If you get a chance with Swami of having gone inside the private interview, I have seen my own mother, fighting with Swami. Literally scolding him, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? And Swami was saying, okay Amma, I'll do this, okay Amma. So I was wondering, I said, what is this happening here? She's scolding Swami, she scolds me, but she's scolding Swami. And Swami used to be so patient. Yes Amma, I will take care. Don't worry, you don't need to get angry. No, I'm not angry, I'm just telling you this. No, you are angry with me. I know you get angry, you fight with me at home in front of the picture. And he would relate all what my mother would do. So these are incidents which gave us a rare insight that when Swami would go with the women, he would become a woman himself. But when Swami is, the best thing is to see Swami with children. Oh my God, that purity which Swami has, he becomes a child himself. And Swami says, but when I am alone, I am God. So I'll relate to you a few incidents on the saying which Swami had said. Swami said, when I am with men, I am a man. So long back ago, there was a very ardent devotee of Swami. He was one Professor Vittal Rao. He was the erstwhile father of the then Anantapur College principal. Somebody will know the warden, Jayamma, yes. So Jayamma's father, it was Mr. Vittal Rao. And he was an ardent devotee of Swami, and he had that Sakha Bhakti with Swami, So every time Swami would go early morning in his car to Bangalore, which he used to go very frequently because that time there was no college in Puttaparthi, no school in Puttaparthi. So Swami's playground used to be Vrindavan. So Swami would go early in the morning, and roads were really not great at those times. So it would take him a while to go there. So there would be occasions when Swami would leave as early as 4 o'clock in the morning, so as to reach there by 7, by 8, so that they could be in time for breakfast, especially for those who are coming with Swami, because Swami hardly eats anything. So once it so happened, Swami left at 5 in the morning, and unfortunately there was no items prepared for breakfast. And around 7:30, Professor Vittal Rao, who was sitting next to Swami, started making discreet noises. Swami stopped the car, "I'm feeling hungry. Please Swami, we want to eat something." "What is this? Every morning you go early and we have to come with you and you don't give us anything to eat. So please Swami, stop. So Swami immediately raised his sleeves here on this thing, ready to, kind of make some manifestation. He said, look Swami, wait. We have had enough of your laddus. We don't want your laddus anymore." Look at that devotion. I mean, can any one of us ever go and tell this to Swami? You have to have that real Sakha Bhakti, or like you're a father figure to Swami, so you can dictate terms with him. So he said, "No, Swami, we don't want all your laddus. We've had enough of your laddus. You give us something else." So Swami stopped and said, "Okay, Vittal Rao, what is it that you want?" He said, "Swami, I want a masala dosa." What a choice! A masala dosa in a moving car and asking Swami to do it. But Swami is never the one to ever not accept a challenge. And he said, "Okay, Vittal, I'm going to give you a masala dosa." And Swami waved his hand, and as the masala dosa was about to fall, he picked it up like this, and in Swami's hand, a piping hot masala dosa. And Swami said, "Straight from my kitchen, sir, for you." And he held it in his hands, and he could feel the warmth and the heat emanating, as if it was straight out. And I assure you, this is probably an recorded story, that only time in the history of Swami's life that he even produced a masala dosa for his devotee. I mean, he could have asked anything in the world, but he asked masala dosa, and Swami gave it to him. So, it was a man thing between two people. When a man tells Swami like a friend, "Okay, Baba, enough of your this thing, give me a masala dosa." "Okay, I'll give you a masala dosa." So he gave him a masala dosa. So that is how Bhagwan is. He's never short of taking and accepting any challenge. And then I'm reminded of one more very beautiful incident, which says, Swami says that I am with women, I am a woman. There was one lady who had to be admitted in the middle of the night. She was having birth pangs, and she was about to deliver a baby. And the main nurse, who was supposed to be on duty in the hospital then, to take care so that if there was any emergency, she could call on the doctor who could probably help her in the delivery. Now suddenly, in the middle of the night, that nurse who was giving duty, she said, "Okay, let me straighten my back a little bit and let me straighten my feet, and I'll sleep for a while, and the moment this lady calls for me, I'll go down and call the doctor if it is required." And as it happened, after the nurse slept off, this lady, she started feeling the pains. Her water bag burst, and she started crying and shouting for help. She called for the nurse, and the nurse was nowhere visible because she was poor thing. She slept off, and suddenly she felt that the nurse entered, and there was very dim light in the room. The nurse came, spoke very soothingly, very softly, very nicely, and she put her hand on her forehead like a mother would do probably, and spoke in the same hushed tones and said, "Don't worry, I'm going to take care, I'm here now." And then that lady who had come in the night, she helped her with the delivery. A baby boy was born, and the moment the baby came into the world, the baby starts crying. And when the baby started wailing, the other nurse who had slept off, she came running. She got a shock, and she saw that the delivery had already taken place. The baby was placed around the woman, and then she asked her, "How did this happen? I was not there." He said, "No, I was crying for help, so a nurse came, but she was not in white clothes. She was in some reddish clothes, and she came, and she's a very pious lady. She helped me with the delivery, and she's gone now." So she went out and looked. There was nobody to be seen. So morning, the doctor came, and the nurse was very scared to tell her that I had slept off, and there was somebody else who came and helped with the delivery. So she said, the doctor came and asked, "How did it go?" She said, "Yes, doctor, she's fine now." and everything is okay, the baby is there. So the doctor went and said, okay, bring her for a checkup. So they wheeled her away into the doctor's chamber where she was sitting there, and there on top of a table, that lady's picture was there. So the lady with that halo of hair and red clothes, and she said, oh, that lady looked something similar to this. So who was this lady who came for delivery? So the doctor said, you come again. This is not a lady. He said, no, I promise you, this lady came in the night and she helped me with the delivery. And she was so very soft with handling me. She was so nice. She was so warm. She was so motherly. And the doctor had tears flowing out of her eyes that we sometimes fudge in our efforts, but God, is there as a rock-solid foundation to support the devotees, and God was there to even do this work of probably delivering a small little baby, and it very strongly suggests that when Swami is with women, he's like a woman. He's one of them. You feel that it is like your own mother doing it for you. And then Swami says, when I'm with children, I'm a child. How many of us have heard the story of Gajendra Moksha? Have you heard the story of Gajendra Moksha? Okay, those of us who have not heard the story, I'll relate to you. Gajendra is the name of the elephant who was an ardent devotee of Lord Vishnu. And he would always chant the name Narayan, Narayan. And one day, this Gajendra went for a bath in the local lake there, and there was a wicked crocodile hiding there, and the crocodile attacked and got hold of the elephant's leg. Now, crocodile is the most powerful in water. Even the elephant found himself difficult to extricate his leg from the jaws of crocodile. And what could the elephant do? It started taking the name of Lord Narayana and started shouting, Narayan, Narayan, please come and save me. And his shoutings reached the Lord who was there in the Vaikuntha, underneath the sea, and he told Mata Lakshmi that wait on, one of my devotees is in trouble. He summoned Garuda and took out his Sudarshan Chakra, came flying like in a jiffy, and reached there and released his Sudarshan Chakra, cut off the neck of the crocodile, and that is how Gajendra got moksha. In the sense, that is how he was relieved from trouble and he fell at the Lord's feet. Now this is the original story. Now this is the story ends. Now I'm coming down. When I am with children, I am a child. So it so happened once, again I'm talking of these episodes which are not recorded anywhere, but I had the good fortune of my warden relating us by way of a quiz. The first question was, when did Swami ever create a masala dosa which is never done till now? So even after that in 1980 also, when it was related to a 79 and 80, I don't remember anybody claiming that Swami had created a masala dosa. So now this third episode, Swami was there in Puttaparthi, and one of the devotees had made a new house. And once he constructed the new house, he refused to go inside. And he had a precondition that, Swami, you have to come and bless the house, only then will I shift inside. So Swami said, okay, you do your Griha Pravesham, I will come and bless. He said, no, Swami, you have to come and bless my house. So Swami said, okay, I'm passing by that area, so I'll stop and visit your house. So he had made extensive preparations for Swami to come, decked up the whole house with flowers, beautified it, and waited for Swami to come. And as Swami had promised, his car, that big imported car he had, even in 60s, it came and stopped outside the house. He went rushing out, opened Swami's gate, respectfully brought in Swami, then showed to Swami, Swami, this is our living room, this is our bedroom, this is our puja room. And as he was about to take Swami upstairs, he had a small child of about 7 or 8 years old. So that child came running and fell at Swami's feet. So when he fell at Swami's feet, Swami was so thrilled looking at a small little child rolling on his feet. He got him up and then he caught hold of Swami's hand. And he said, Swami, come, I want to show you my bedroom. So Swami was so kind of happy looking at a small little child with the confidence which his father also had, that let me take you to my room. Swami said, okay, come, I'll come with you. He took Swami upstairs, and in the small little room which he had, Swami, this is my cot, this is my study table, and there was a paddle car. In those days, these days we had the battery operated car where the children sit and drive around the house. He had a paddle car. So those cars were there in which there were paddles, and you could probably sit at the house and get the pleasure of driving it in the open or in the courtyard. So Swami asked him, whose car is this? Swami, this is my car. Very proudly he announced to Swami. Swami said, oh, you got a very beautiful car. It was a red colored car. So he said, Swami, can I tell you a story? Now imagine a small little boy asking Swami, Swami, can I tell you a story? It ought to be the other way around. Swami should have been telling him a story. But then he said, Swami, can I tell you a story? Swami said, yes, please do. So Swami said, where do I sit? So Swami was going to go and sit on his bed. He said, no, Swami, you are not to sit on the bed, you have to sit on the car. So Swami said, I can't possibly fit into the car. He said, no, Swami, you have to sit in my car. So Swami very delicately balanced and parked himself on the bonnet of that car, the small little car. And he said, okay, now you tell. Now the small little boy sat on the floor where Swami was sitting. And then he said, Swami, I want to tell you a story, but promise you will not go and tell this to anybody. Swami said, okay, I will not tell. He said, Swami, I want to tell you a secret. That Sai Gita elephant, which you have got in Puttaparthi, she's a very naughty girl. In those days, Swami used to tie Sai Gita underneath his bedroom, and she used to be part and parcel of the ashram only. He said, when you go back inside after darshans, she quietly slips out of the Shanti Nilayam gates and she goes to Chitravati to have a bath in the water. She enjoys, and just before you are about to come for darshans again in the afternoon, she finds her way from Chitravati and comes and stands there, and then you come and pat her and play with her, but she's a very naughty girl. So Swami was so happy listening to this boy speak some such thing like that about his favorite devotee Sai Gita. He said, then what happened? He said, Swami, one day Sai Gita left Prashanti Nilayam without telling you, and she wanted to go and take bath in Chitravati waters, and there was this big crocodile hiding in the water. And no sooner did Sai Gita go inside the water, the crocodile lunged and caught hold of Sai Gita's leg. And poor Sai Gita, she was trapped. She didn't know what to do. So she started shouting, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. And when she started shouting Sai Ram, Swami heard it inside his bedroom that Sai Gita is in trouble. And what did Swami do? Swami called Radha Reddy and called Radha Reddy, take my car out. And immediately Radha Reddy took his car out. Swami was getting down the staircase, and on the staircase there was a big gun. Swami took out that gun and sat in the car, and armed with the gun, Swami went to Chitravati and took aim carefully and shot that alligator in one shot. And so
It's not with mic, computer.
Yeah.
Okay, can I continue?
Yes.
Swami would say this is technology. Technology always has its own flaws. So we continue with our story. So, the child continued saying that Swami came down with a gun, took a sure shot aim, and killed the crocodile in one go, and Sai Gita was released. And Sai Gita fell down at Swami's feet and asked pardon and promised Swami that Swami, I'm not going to ever go to Chitravati without your permission. When the story ended, Swami was catching hold of his stomach and rolling on the floor like a child. And Swami was so thrilled with this imagination, with this child. Probably his mother or Balvika's teacher must have given him the story of Gajendra Moksha. But the child used his imagination to relate the story in such a beautiful fashion that Swami was sold out. So Swami looked at the child, told his father, what should I give him? The father didn't know what to say. So then Swami asked the child, what do you want? The child said, Swami, would you really give me if I ask you something? Swami said, ask whatever you want. I'm going to give it to you today. He said, okay, Swami, then give me the keys to your imported car which is standing outside. And without taking a second, Swami called Raja Reddy and handed over the keys of the car to the child and ensured that the car was given to the family, more so to the child. And probably, this is the only incident. This is the only incident, again an unrecorded one, which was asked by a warden in a quiz, that which is the only incident in Swami's life that Swami presented an imported car to a child. So this was the whole story. So those of you probably who are Balavika's teachers or are interested with smaller children, the story can do wonders, to understand how Swami's persona was and how he was so loving, so direct, and he would never go back on his words. For a child to relate that story and correlate it with Gajendra Moksha, it was so beautiful. So, someone asked a question the other day when the story was related. I was thinking about that. They say that when you get killed from the hands of God, you attain moksha. So, everyone speaks about the story of Gajendra getting moksha. But what about that crocodile who was killed by Lord Vishnu? Did he get moksha or not? Now I am putting up a question to you. Did that crocodile also attain moksha or not? Yes? Yes, surely he did. Why? Why did the crocodile attain moksha? He was a wicked person. He was trying to kill that elephant who was an ardent devotee of Lord Vishnu. So how could he attain moksha?
He was holding on to the devotee's feet. He was holding on to the devotee's feet.
I think we should clap for this beautiful answer. Swami would say that if you become the servant of my servant, when you catch hold of the feet of the downtrodden people, you will automatically get moksha. So how do we get hold of the feet of the downtrodden people? By offering service wherever we can. That is what is the hidden story in this. That when you hold the feet of the devotees of the Lord, like Swami would say, I am Sai Dasanudas. I am the servant of Sai's servant. That is how it is. So this is very true with all of us, that if we catch hold of the downtrodden people who are very close to Swami's heart, I am sure, I think moksha is not very far away for us in this birth. And the last of all, we round up the small little episode here with Swami saying that when I am alone, I am God. How many of us know the story that when Swami retires in the evening, he goes off to sleep? That is what we assume, isn't it? We all assume Swami is resting in the afternoon or Swami is resting in the evening. But those of us who had an opportunity to be very close to Swami, some of us can certify that not always it was that Swami's body may be there, but Swami is moving around the whole world while he's there. And in fact, that's the time he's really God. So I'm reminded of a very beautiful episode from the life of Swami's car driver Raja Reddy, who had related once to some of the students. He said that he used to sleep outside Swami's bedroom. Day in and day out, Swami would ask him to sleep outside. So one night, around 3:30 or so, he saw a bright light emanating out of the door. The door was closed, not locked from inside, but a very bright light, as if thousands of bulbs have lighted in Swami's room, and he was a little perplexed. And he was wondering what is happening in Swami's room. Is it on fire? What has gone wrong? How can Swami's room be so badly lighted? So lighted with so powerful lights. So he saw that Swami's room was slightly ajar. And he said, probably, you could say he did not realize what he was doing. He just opened the door slightly. And he must have got such a huge lot of shock from that light which was inside that he got thrown away, a few feet away, and he passed out. He passed out. And after a while, after half an hour or so, he saw Swami standing near him, and he said, "Hey Radha Reddy, what happened to you?" And Radha Reddy got up immediately and said, "Swami, I saw some light and I couldn't I couldn't decipher what it was. And I opened the door, and while I was opening the door, some flash hit me and I was thrown back and I passed out." And then Swami said, "What do you think? Am I sleeping in the room? When you people think that I am sleeping in the room, you do not know how many people, how many devatas, how many gods come to have darshans of Swami. You people are so lucky that I am available only for you and you alone. And whereas these people, saints and sages and various other gods, they are not permitted to come. So that is the time, sometimes I permit them, and that is how they have my darshans." So again, a very deep, impactful fact that when Swami says, "When I am alone, I am God," he is actually operating on those standards only. Talking of this episode, I am reminded of a later incident, much later. Brother Arundel also would know this gentleman I am talking about. He is an MBA student by name Kishore, who later on went on to become a lecturer there in Puttaparthi. And he was known to be a very devoted, very spiritually inclined person. And his surrender towards Swami was complete. So one day, there was a discussion going on between certain people that all these pigeons which you see flying in the Kulwant hall. So someone said they are saints and sages. They have come to have Swami's darshan. They are not merely pigeons. So somebody scoffed at the idea of a pigeon being a saint or a sage. Others probably said, well, if Swami is permitting them, Swami is not throwing them out, Swami is not ensuring that they move, there might be some truth into the story. So one day, Swami was, as Swami would go for darshans in Kulwant hall, those days Swami used to walk and give darshans. So as Swami was going by, there would be pigeon droppings in front of Swami. And there would be those alert Sevadal members who would go rushing with a wet cloth and wipe out that pigeon dropping and ensure that those pigeon droppings do not come on way of Swami's feet or probably dirty his dress. So on one such occasion, where the boys were sitting, as Swami was walking gradually, a pigeon sat on top and there was a pigeon droppings on the path of Swami, where Swami was standing. So Swami looked at it and looked up and looked down and smiled. And all the boys also laughed that Swami is looking at the pigeon, who's done some pigeon dropping there. And then Swami looked at Kishore and he said, "Go eat it, it is prasad." "Go eat it, it is prasadam." And all the boys laughed at Swami's joke, that Swami is meaning that a Sevadal volunteer wanted to come, Swami stopped them. Because in a jiffy, Kishore got up and with his fingers, he picked it and licked it on his tongue and sat in front of Swami. Imagine, Swami meant jokingly that it is prasadam you take, and he went there and with his fingers took that pigeon dropping and gulped it inside. Swami only blessed him, and probably we as students realized that surrender to Swami's words. Swami may mean anything. If you want to follow him, you have to follow his words totally, correctly, without giving any meaning to it. Then your surrender towards Swami is complete. You know, we are all men of the world. We are living in this world, we have so many problems of the world, that we are also walking the path of spirituality. But there are times when we are caught in the crossfire, whether I should be doing the organization work or seva work, or I should be doing something else. So Swami would, often tell his devotees that if you do my work, I will take care of all your works. Have you heard this? Swami telling to devotees, if you do my work, I will take care of all your worldly works. And what are my works? Swami said, don't differentiate that this is office work, this is home work, and this is Swami's work. Swami says, just as with the same devotion you do Swami's work, you must put in the same devotion in your office work also. Similarly, those of ladies who are working at home, who are taking care of their children, who are taking care of their in-laws, who are taking care of their family, they must also work looking at it that this is Swami's work. I have to work with the same goal, with the same intensity, with the same feeling. And Swami said, when you treat all work as God's work, Swami said, then I respond to you in the same way, that I give myself wholly, completely, totally. So way back in '82, that was the time when Asian Games came in India for the first time, and along with the Asian Games came the color television in India. That was the time when color television came, and everybody checked out their black and white television and started buying the television. So this was that period I'm talking to you about, 1982, Dasara time. At those days, we were trained to work for gymnastics to put up the annual sports day. Brother Aruna Kayan is there, so he would know how we all used to practice with Brother Kishan Lal and certain trainers who were brought from the army to train all these children, because it used to be a grand affair even then, way back in '82, though it took huge proportions later on. Swami was training us for something big. So we remember we used to leave our studies and go and just practice gymnastics. In that, there was one particular exercise that a boy has to come running. There would be a wooden table, we call it a wooden horse. And one was supposed to go, take a jump from his hands, take a somersault and land on your feet. So what would happen is, two trainers would be on either side of the table. When a person would come running, he was helped to take a somersault so that he can go and jump. And as he would land on his 2 feet, there were two people to catch hold of the child also, so that he doesn't hurt himself. So we practiced this jumping somersault wooden horse thing for a couple of weeks, and we were able to do it sufficiently all right. And then one day we were told that we are going now, the trainers said, the two of them were there, they said, we are going to teach the school boys, you ensure that without your assistance, nobody does this somersault independently, because they can get themselves hurt. I remember there was this boy from Assam. He was a very well-built boy. He was in class 11. And strongly built, he was in a army public school earlier. So he was seeing this practice of our somersaulting in the air. So he came and told one of our brothers, he said, well, I've been from an army public school and I have done this somersault, can I show it to you? Now, not remembering what our coaches had said, he said, okay, you show. So he went running behind, came with a force, and with his hands, he took a jump, and the jump was not very clean, but he landed on his feet. We said, wow, it has taken us 2 weeks to reach, and this guy already knows how to do it. Though that finesse was not there, he went with a little bit of, thud when he landed. So, getting excited on this, we told him, come on, do it again, show it again. So, second time, he did it again. Oh, there were claps that, wow, this boy is not practiced and he is able to do it. The third time, we encouraged him to do again to show off to the others. Then now there was a motley crowd of boys which had surrounded this boy, and he came running. The third time when he came, as he was about to take a jump, his leg slipped. And as his leg slipped, the somersault which ought to have come with that force, it did not happen. And we saw him falling on his back. And we knew that if he falls on his back, he might injure his back very badly, and it could be very fatal. And to save himself, he put his hand behind, and we heard a noise crack. And we could see that his hand broke into two. The bone literally was lunging and hanging, and he didn't know what to do, and he was writhing in pain on the floor, and we got so scared. We called the coaches came, they immediately gave him first aid and rushed him to the general hospital. In those days, way back in '82, There was no super specialty hospital, there was only one particular doctor who was there, and unfortunately for us, he was also away to Bangalore. And we were informed that he would come back after 5 or 6 days. Now, we senior boys were being held responsible for not being careful enough and permitting him. The coaches got scared, the warden got scared, we got scared, and we didn't know what to do but to pray to Swami to save us. And Swami was happily away in Bangalore. And we didn't know what to do. And we were praying to Swami, Swami, please help. This boy is in terrible pain and he needs surgery. Someone suggested, let's take him in a car to Dharmavaram. There we'll do. Someone said, no, Dharmavaram has got no proper doctor. Let's take him to Anantapur. Someone said, take him to Bangalore. No, don't take to Bangalore. If Swami gets to know, without his permission, you have come there, what will happen? You know, at the worldly level, we are thinking and arguing with each other. Suddenly a small boy came, school boy, and he said, my father is a orthopedician. He's a surgeon, and if you want, I can ask him to come from Visakhapatnam and attend to him. So it was like, you know, God sent opportunity. He said, do you think he'll be able to operate on him? He said, surely he will operate. So there, immediately in those days, there were no STD calls or something. You booked a lightning trunk call, called up Dr. Rao and asked him that please come urgently. We need someone to come and tend to this patient here who's broken his hand, and we should explain to him what the condition was. Immediately at 3:34 in the afternoon, this guy took out his car and drove, I don't know how, at what breakneck speed to reach early morning to Puttaparthi. The whole night he must have driven. And as he went there, he told that I'll be reaching around this time, please keep the operation theatre ready. The operation theatre was kept ready with the help of a couple of junior doctors and some senior boys there. We rushed the child in the OT, and after 2 hours of difficult time, he came out with sweat pouring on his forehead, and he said, with Swami's grace, I think we'll be able to save his arm. You did a good thing by calling me, and I think with Swami's grace, he will survive and he will have no trouble, except that please ensure he doesn't take part in gymnastics anymore. We all seemed a collective sigh of relief. We brought him to the hostel, served him coffee and breakfast, and after which he said, I think I have to rush back to Visakhapatnam now, so by late night I'll reach. I have various surgeries and patients lined up for the next day. So we had a research scholar in maths who asked him, sir, tell me something. We called you up once. On one phone call, you came running. When you came running, I'm sure that evening you would not have seen any patients. Next day morning's patients were gone. Now today's patients would also go. So don't you think, and you are not even charging any fees, so don't you think it's a financial loss for you to attend to one single patient, whereas you could have attended to so many patients? So he just smiled wryly and he said, well, you know, Swami has told me that you take care of my work, you do my work, and I will take care of all your works. So we said, Doctor, how do you define this? He said, every time Swami told, I asked Swami in an interview, Swami, what is your work? Swami said, you are a doctor. When a patient comes to you who can't afford treatment, don't charge him money. Treat him free of charge. Whenever you feel there is a person who's in trouble, don't look at the cost involved, the money involved. Just take care and relieve them of their worry. And I promise you, I'm going to take care of all your financial needs. And he would say that there would be 2 surgeries or 3 surgeries planned on a particular day. But the day I would do a free surgery, I would have 2 additional surgeries. Or some rich man would come who's willing to pay me any amount for performing a surgery out of time, or a complex case which come, he would be willing to pay me more. So I never had any financial loss. And then he said, I will tell you a story, which is the crux of what I'm trying to relate to you here. Then he started off that this happened about 6 months ago, that the television had come, the color television had come in India in 1982. So Dr. Rao said, even I wanted a color television. And I realized that the Sony television was very expensive then. There was a particular model by name Sony Black Tribhuvan in those early 80s, you know. Those of us who are senior citizens, they would remember. And everybody wanted that Black Tribhuvan set to be in the drawing room because everyone wanted to see everything in colors. Because far too long everybody had been watching only black and white pictures. So this doctor also started saving money to buy a color television. So let's say the television was 25 or 27 or 30, whatever may have been the cost. He saved that much money and he spoke to his wife, tomorrow we'll go to the market and we'll buy the television. Because children are going to come for holidays, so let's watch Asian Games live in color television. And so the wife said, okay, tomorrow we'll go down. Now that very evening, I don't know, it was Rotary Club or Lions Club members, they came down to Doc Saab's clinic. And they said, sir, you have been doing yeoman service for us. You go for free medical camps with us. This Sunday again, we are holding a free medical camp wherein we need your services in the village. Would you please come? He said, yes, definitely we'll come. He said, and this year is the annual function we are doing. We are holding a fete. In that fete, there is going to be some kind of a lottery also. So we want that you buy some lottery tickets for us. There are going to be awards and rewards in that lottery. So he said, how much? So he said, how much is the lottery ticket? So he said, about 100 rupees. So he said, okay, let me think about it and do it. And then, soon as these Lions Club people went, the Satya Sai Trust people came to him that same night. And they asked him, sir, you are very lucky that your children are studying in Swami's college. We are starting a new school, Satya Sai Vidya Vihar in Visakhapatnam. And we have noted down certain names. We have collected some funds from certain people who could willingly donate to procure the land. So there is only one slot left and it was you. So we were wondering if you could donate something for the trust. So he asked them, how much is it that you are running short for? So he said about 25,000 or whatever may have been the figure. So he counted, he had 25,500. So he, without thinking, he gave 25,000 to the trust people. He said, you're doing a wonderful, great job of teaching so many generations to come. So many good students would churn out. So you please take this and go and buy the land. And I pray to Swami that the school does well. Those trust people thanked him profusely, went and started preparations for the registration of the plot. Then that evening, the same Rotary people came and they said, we want to give you 5 tickets, 100 rupees each ticket. So he knew he had 500 rupees lying. He gave those 500 rupees also, and then he was broke. He had no money left for the television. So he went home and spoke to his wife, and he said, look, I did something without asking you. I hope you will not be upset on this. So she said, wife said, oh, wonderful. You've done such a great service. You've given that money for land and a new school would come up here. Why not? The television can wait. It will come some other time. So he felt so relieved that I have such a supportive wife. And then he went out in the next week, did his seva in the Grama Seva, the village seva activity which he did, free medical camp, and forgot about everything. About 15 days later, as he was having his dinner in the night at home, there was a knock on the door. And his wife said, quickly have your dinner. I think there must be some emergency case for you. So he quickly finished dinner and rushed out thinking, hoping that there is no emergency case. And he opened up the door and there were those 3 or 4 Rotary Club people standing in front of him. And they said, Doc Saab, congratulations, congratulations. He said, what congratulations for what? He said, you know that we had come to you the other day? Yes. We had given you 5 tickets, those raffle tickets for the lottery. He said, yes. Where are those raffle tickets? He said, well, they must be lying somewhere in my clinic. Why, what about them? He said, sir, in the raffle tickets, you got the first prize, and the first prize was Sony Color Black Triniton television. Dr. Rao said, tears started pouring out of my eyes for thankfulness to Swami that Swami, you are taking care of even a need of a television for me. When I am willing to forego that, you took care of me and got me a television. And those Rotary Club guys would never understand. They thought this poor doctor is so happy that he's crying because he's got a television. How would they know that there's such an inner connection? And then he told, that is why I tell you, Swami says, you do my work and I will take care of all your works. Way back in 82 this happened, such a long time. It is still fresh in my memory. I thought, all of us are working for the cause of Swami. All of us are being trained by Swami. All of us are hardcore, ardent devotees of Swami. We've been deriving inspiration. We've been wanting to do better work. So what better example that when you take care of, Swami says, when you do my work, I will take care of all your works. So let us all join hands and pray to Swami that he makes us able instruments in his divine mission. He gives us the strength and the ability to take out and carry out his works in whatever small measure we can do. And we pray to Swami that let us all be shining examples so that, like morning I had said, when we pass away, our children place the photographs there in the altar next to Bhagwan, saying that they were contemporaries of Swami, they had been with Swami, they had seen Swami, and they were walking examples of Swami. With these few words, I would like to thank you so much for being such a patient audience. Would wholeheartedly thank Swami for giving me this golden opportunity of meeting so many of his wonderful devotees. Would like to thank Brother Pradosh also for being very persuasive in ensuring that I don't miss this trip here and having brought me here. And I'm so glad that I met so many of gems, all Swami's gems here, and so many of them are sitting here. And we thank Swami and thank all of you. And we pray that may Swami give us strength to be able and good instruments in his divine mission forever. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Shri. Om Shri. Saram, dear brothers and sisters. I do have to think for a minute from now on when I say the word brothers and sisters, whether I'm saying it out of my heart or I'm just saying it. I have no words to thank Brother Tribhuvan Sachdev for coming all the way from India and spending the precious time with us, the Memorial Day weekend with us, and sharing some of the love with all of us. We were talking earlier today, and this topic of you take care of my job, my work, and I take care of your work came up in our discussion. And one thing that Brother very eloquently confirmed and validated is the fact that his work is anything that is done with purity of thought and with selfless mindset. Thank you, brother, for sharing your beautiful love and experiences with us. Few points besides. When we say brothers and sisters, we have to remember that it has to come from our heart. Let us share our wealth of love as we move forward from here. Let us have purity in thoughts. Like Swami has given through the stories Brother Sachdev had shared, let us always forget and forgive. Man mein Ram, Hat mein Kam is another nugget that we should take as we go today. With that, I don't want to be in between us and budget. I would request Brother Pradosh, as a token of appreciation from the region to Brother Sachdev, offer some flowers. Thank you, brother. And once, yes, please.
श्री गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणेश पाहि 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 मां जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश श्री गणेश पाहि मां Sundarana
కావాలని ఆశిస్తున్నాడు.
Everyone wants liberation.
కానీ ఆ లిబరేషన్ కోసం మనం ఎంత ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి?
What effort we are making to attain this?
కనుక అనేక జన్మల నుంచి మనం సాధించినటువంటి పుణ్యఫలం అనేటువంటి దాన్ని భగవంతుని దగ్గర డిపాజిట్ కట్టుకున్నాం.
Let us deposit all the merit that we have accrued over the past lives.
అది
in the bank
భగవంతుని
of
దగ్గర
God.
భద్రంగా ఉంటుండాలి.
Its merit is safe.
ఇంకా దానికి ఇంట్రెస్ట్ కూడా ఇస్తుంటాడు భగవంతుడు.
God gives interest further to the principal amount.
కనుక దానిని మనం పొందేటప్పుడు మనం ఏ విధంగా పొందాలి?
As you receive the interest, how should you get it?
చెక్కుని తీసుకొని పోయి సైన్ పెట్టి ఆ యొక్క భగవంతుడైనటువంటి మేనేజర్కి ఇవ్వాలి.
Take the check, put your signature, submit to the manager God.
ఆ చెక్ బుక్ అతనే అందిస్తాడు.
God will give you checkbook.
అది ఏ త్యాగము?
Checkbook is
త్యాగం
sacrifice.
అనేటువంటి చెక్ మన అందరి దగ్గర ఉండాలి.
This check of sacrifice is with us.
కానీ త్యాగం అనేటువంటి చెక్ పైన ప్రేమ అనేటువంటి సిగ్నేచర్ చేయకపోతే చెక్ ఇస్తే ప్రయోజనం ఏంటి?
You have got the check of sacrifice, but you should put your signature of love, or else it is useless.
మానవుడికి ప్రేమ త్యాగం రెండు చాలా అవసరం.
Every man requires these two, sacrifice and love.
ప్రేమ త్యాగంలో రెండు కూడా ఏకమైనప్పుడే మనం పొందవలసినటువంటి ఫలితాన్ని మనం సుఖంగా పొందుతాం.
With the combination of sacrifice and love, we will
భగవంతుడు
be
ఎంతో
blessed.
అనుగ్రహింప చేస్తున్నాడు.
In fact, God has been doing
ఎన్ని
this.
విధమైనటువంటి ఫలితంలో చేస్తున్నాడు.
God has given granting many boons.
ఎంత ప్రేమను అందిస్తున్నాడు.
He is showering
కానీ
down.
దురదృష్టవంతులు దీన్ని అందుకోలేకపోతున్నారు.
But unlucky people are not able to receive
దీనికి
God's
కారణం
love.
ఏంటి? భగవంతుని యొక్క సంకల్పం వేరు, అందుకునేటువంటి వాడి సంకల్పం వేరు.
The will of God is in one way, that of the recipient in another direction.
కనుకనే దీనిని పొందకుండా పోవడానికి మూల కారణం అయిపోతుంది.
This is the cause that we are not able to
భగవంతుడు
receive.
దయామయుడు,
God is
ప్రేమస్వరూపుడు, కరుణా సముద్రుడు.
God is compassionate. He is all kind with oceanic love.
ఇలాంటి భగవంతుడు ఇస్తున్నటువంటి దాన్ని ఎందుకు నీవు పోగొట్టుకుంటున్నావు?
How is that we lose God's love?
నువ్వు ప్రకృతి భావం నీలో నిండిపోయినాయి.
You are full of worldly feelings.
వ్యాపకమైనటువంటి చింతనలు నీలో నిండిపోయినాయి.
You are with the passing feelings, temporary ideas. You are not able to receive love.
ఏనాడు ఈ పవిత్రమైనటువంటి దాన్ని పొందాలని కోరుతున్నావో
That day when you want to take this sacred,
అలాంటి అపవిత్రమైనటువంటి దాన్ని దూరం చేయాలి.
give up all that is unsacred.
ఏమి లేని బుర్రలోన ఏమైనా చేర్చవచ్చు.
If the head is empty, you can fill it up with anything.
ఏమేమో నిండి ఉన్న తలమున అది ఖాళీ అవునా?
If the head is already stuffed, can it ever be empty?
తలమునది ఖాళీ కాక ఇలా సుఖతము నింపలేదునా?
The head without being empty, can it ever be filled with the spiritual
ఏమేమో
content?
నింపుకున్నావు ఈ తల లోపల.
You fill your head with the lots of
దాంతో
stuff.
భగవంతుడు అందించేటువంటి ఒక ప్రేమ యొక్క రసాన్ని ఏ రీతిగా నీవు దాచుకోగలరు?
Then how can you fill it up with the love, God's gift?
దాన్ని పారపోయి
Empty the whole
దాన్ని
head.
త్యాగం చేయి.
Sacrifice it.
దీన్ని నింపుకో.
Fill it with love.
ఈ త్యాగంలో ఉండినటువంటి యోగము ఇంత గొప్ప యోగంగా ఉంటుండాలి.
Tyaga, sacrifice is yoga, the spiritual practice.
Om Sri Sai Ram. We'll be meeting again at 5:15 for the cultural programs that are going to be offered at the Lotus Feet by our young SSSC Balavikas children, and then there will be young adult program. So please do come in time at 5:15 sharp. Sai Ram, this is now a tea break. You can go wherever you have to